In a world obsessed with outward appearances and validation from others, how often do we pause to consider who we truly are on the inside? Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This simple yet profound idea speaks volumes about the Stoic approach to life, where personal character holds far more value than fleeting reputation. In today's society, success is often measured by likes, followers, and public accolades. But have we stopped to question if these external validations truly reflect our worth? Through the lens of Stoicism, we will explore why this ancient philosophy encourages us to focus not on how others perceive us, but on cultivating a steadfast character. Join us as we dive into the key Stoic principles that challenge the modern chase for reputation and guide us toward a life of genuine integrity. Imagine this: you're at a crossroads, faced with a decision that tests your integrity. Perhaps it's a situation at work where cutting corners could lead to immediate success but compromise your values. In moments like this, what helps you navigate the ethical dilemma? Stoics would argue that it's your character, your internal compass, that guides you. Unlike reputation, which is shaped by the perceptions and judgments of others, character is intrinsic and rooted in our own personal virtues. In Stoic philosophy, character is not just an aspect of who we are, it's the essence of our being. It's the moral foundation upon which our actions are built. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once remarked, "A good character, when established, is not easily overthrown." This quote encapsulates the Stoic understanding of character as a steadfast guide through life's trials and tribulations. It suggests that once we cultivate a strong character, it becomes a part of us, resilient against external pressures. Stoics believe that character is the ultimate determinant of our actions and decisions. It serves as an unwavering guide to living a virtuous life, aligning our behavior with principles such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues form the backbone of Stoic teachings, encouraging individuals to act in harmony with their true selves rather than succumbing to the fleeting judgments of others. Consider the everyday challenges we face, from workplace conflicts to personal relationships. Each situation presents an opportunity to act according to our virtues or to falter. Stoicism teaches us that our character is revealed not by how we respond when times are easy, but by how we react when we're under pressure. For instance, in a situation where gossip about a colleague could earn you favor with peers, a Stoic would urge you to choose integrity over gossip. This is because a Stoic's concern lies not in what others think, but in how aligned their actions are with their own moral compass. This focus on internal rather than external approval shifts the motivation for our actions, rooting them in authenticity rather than vanity. The Stoic emphasis on cultivating character is especially relevant today, where the line between character and reputation often blurs. In a world driven by social media and public personas, there is a constant pull towards crafting an image that pleases others. Stoicism invites a return to authenticity, urging us to nurture a character aligned with our deepest values and virtues. By prioritizing character, we can forge a path that is true to ourselves, guiding our actions with integrity rather than fleeting approval. As we continue exploring Stoic philosophy, consider how different life would be if we all focused more on building our character rather than our reputation. How might our decisions change if each choice was filtered through the lens of virtue and integrity rather than external validation? Picture this: ancient Rome, a bustling epicenter of culture and politics. It's a place where public opinion can sway as quickly as the shifting tides of the Tiber River. Consider the story of Cato the Younger, a Roman senator celebrated for his unwavering principles and stoic demeanor. During his time, Cato was both admired and vilified, often within the same breath. One moment he was hailed for his honesty and integrity, the next he was criticized for being inflexible and stubborn. This volatility in public opinion vividly illustrates the Stoic critique of reputation as an unreliable and often superficial measure. In Stoicism, reputation is seen as transient and ultimately beyond our control. It's an external marker subject to the whims and perceptions of others, a notion succinctly captured by the philosopher Epictetus. He advised, "If you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters." This statement encapsulates the Stoic attitude towards reputation. It is insignificant compared to the cultivation of one's inner virtues. Epictetus emphasized that the opinions of others are not within our control and therefore should not dictate our sense of self-worth or dictate our actions. He believed that being overly concerned with how others perceive us can divert our attention away from what truly matters: our character and ethical conduct. In his teachings, he urged his students to focus on what lies within their own power, namely their thoughts, intentions, and actions. The potential for reputation to mislead is significant. It often requires us to present a facade that aligns with societal expectations rather than our true selves. This can lead to a dissonance between who we are and who we are perceived to be. An individual might achieve a favorable reputation by catering to popular opinion, yet this persona could be devoid of genuine character or virtue. In the eyes of the Stoics, this presents a grave risk: the loss of authenticity. Stoics believe that the pursuit of reputation can be a misleading endeavor that detracts from the pursuit of a virtuous life. The story of Socrates offers a poignant example. Known for his method of questioning and dialogue, Socrates was sentenced to death partly due to his unpopularity among the powerful of Athens. Despite this, he remained steadfast in his commitment to truth and virtue, showing that his concern was never with his reputation, but with living in accordance with his principles. In today's world, the volatility of public opinion is as prevalent as it was in ancient times. Social media amplifies this volatility, where reputation can be made or broken in an instant. This modern landscape resonates with the Stoic understanding of reputation as a fleeting shadow, ever-changing and often disconnected from genuine worth or integrity. It's easy to see how the Stoic warning against placing too much value on reputation remains relevant. For those who follow Stoic teachings, the emphasis will always be on nurturing what is truly valuable: our character. By shifting focus from outward reputation to inner virtue, we free ourselves from the constant pressure to maintain a certain image and instead direct energy towards a more fulfilling and authentic existence. As we continue this exploration into Stoicism, ask yourself, how much of my energy goes into maintaining my reputation, and how would my life change if I devoted that energy to developing my character instead? What does it mean to lead a truly successful life? Is it about amassing wealth, gaining fame, or achieving high status? According to Stoic philosophy, the answer lies elsewhere. For the Stoics, true success is measured by virtue, the highest good. This perspective challenges the conventional benchmarks of achievement, inviting us to reassess the fundamental components of a well-lived life. In the realm of Stoicism, virtue stands at the pinnacle. It encompasses four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues harmonize our actions, guiding us toward a life that is both fulfilling and ethically grounded. When we embrace these virtues, we cultivate actions that not only shape our character but also resonate with authenticity and integrity. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a devoted practitioner of Stoicism, often contemplated the nature of virtue in his personal writings, known as meditations. In these reflections, he emphasized living according to nature and aligning oneself with the universal order. For Marcus, virtue was not merely an abstract concept but a practical guide to living a life of purpose and moral clarity. He famously wrote, "Take full account of what each individual thing is, stripping it bare down to its fundamentals." This advice compels us to look beyond superficial layers and focus on what truly matters, the essence of our actions and the virtues that underpin them. By stripping away external distractions and focusing on virtue, we align our actions with our inner moral compass, allowing character to naturally develop over time. Virtue, in the Stoic sense, does not depend on external circumstances or outcomes. It is self-sufficient and inherently valuable. This understanding liberates us from the endless pursuit of external rewards and positions us to act with integrity, regardless of how others might perceive us. In essence, virtue aligns our actions in a way that informs our character over reputation, creating a solid foundation for personal growth and fulfillment. Consider the example of someone in a leadership position. A leader focused on reputation might prioritize decisions that boost their popularity or public image, even if those choices compromise their principles. In contrast, a leader guided by virtue will make decisions based on justice and wisdom, upholding fairness and truth even in the face of potential unpopularity. Over time, this virtuous approach not only strengthens their character but also inspires genuine respect and trust from those around them. By embracing the Stoic belief that virtue is the highest good, we are encouraged to live authentically and in alignment with our values. This shift from external validation to internal satisfaction helps us navigate life's complexities with clarity and purpose. As Marcus Aurelius would advocate, it is by living virtuously that we find true success. A success not measured by reputation or external accolades, but by the strength of our character and the quality of our actions. So, as we continue to delve into the wisdom of Stoicism, reflect on what constitutes your understanding of success. Is it shaped by the expectations and judgments of others, or does it stem from the virtues you embody? How might your life change if you place virtue at the center of your pursuits, guiding your actions and informing your character? Imagine a gathering of your closest friends animated by laughter and the thrill of camaraderie. Yet amidst this warm setting, imagine that the conversation shifts to a topic that makes you uncomfortable. Perhaps a joke is made at someone else's expense, and you're expected to laugh along. Here, you face a subtle yet powerful pressure, the pressure to conform, to seek approval from those around you. It's a scenario familiar to many, where the desire to fit in conflicts with your internal values. Now, picture choosing to remain silent or even to voice disagreement despite the raised eyebrows and sideways glances. This is where the Stoic principle of indifference to external judgments comes into play. Stoicism teaches us that our worth is not determined by the fluctuating opinions of others, but by our own steadfast commitment to personal integrity. As Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, articulates in his teachings, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. This includes ignoring societal approval and the judgments that accompany it. For the Stoics, detaching oneself from the need for external validation is not a form of aloofness but a pathway to true freedom and inner peace. This detachment from others' opinions does not mean shutting out the world or becoming indifferent to the well-being of others. Rather, it is about understanding the limits of our control. While we can influence how we act, speak, and think, the reactions of those around us are beyond our direct control. By letting go of the need for external approval, we liberate ourselves to act in alignment with our core values and principles. Consider a modern-day professional setting where peer recognition often dictates career advancement. Imagine an environment where decisions are frequently swayed by office politics, leaving a worker to navigate tricky dynamics. In this setting, adherence to personal integrity, despite potential backlash, illustrates the Stoic embrace of inner peace over societal approval. Choosing to act according to one's principles, rather than bending to the will of others, nurtures a sense of authenticity and self-respect. This Stoic detachment fosters resilience, enabling individuals to maintain composure and integrity in the face of external pressures. In practice, cultivating indifference to external judgments is both liberating and empowering. It allows us to focus on what truly matters, our actions and our intentions. This doesn't imply a lack of sensitivity or empathy towards others, but reflects a deeper commitment to living authentically. It's about prioritizing internal harmony over external applause. Instead of being swayed by others' perceptions, we learn to trust and act on our own moral compass. Epictetus encourages us to shift our focus inward, emphasizing that true contentment arises from living in harmony with our values and not from the ever-changing opinions of the outside world. By rooting our sense of worth in our own judgments and integrity, we achieve a level of inner peace that external validation could never provide. As we continue to explore the teachings of Stoicism, consider how often you find yourself influenced by peer pressure or the need for approval. What aspects of your life could be transformed by letting go of this need, and how might it reshape your understanding of true contentment? Consider the story of Nelson Mandela, a man whose resolve and steadfast commitment to his principles in the face of overwhelming adversity paints a vivid picture of consistency as a measure of character. Imprisoned for 27 years, Mandela faced conditions that tested the limits of human endurance and moral perseverance. Yet, throughout his incarceration, he remained unwavering in his beliefs and steadfast in his commitment to equality and justice for all. Upon his release, he continued to advocate for reconciliation and equality, demonstrating a remarkable consistency in his values and actions. This story encapsulates a fundamental Stoic principle that true character is revealed through consistent adherence to one's values, even under the most challenging circumstances. Stoics champion the idea that consistency in our actions and beliefs is what defines our inner character, separating fleeting reputation from enduring personal integrity. In the words of Seneca, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This quote underscores the Stoic ideal of living authentically and consistently, focusing on the virtue of each moment rather than fluctuating external circumstances or future outcomes. Consistency, according to Stoicism, is not about rigidly adhering to routines or habits, but rather about maintaining a steady course aligned with our virtues, irrespective of external pressures or adversities. It is about having a core set of values that guide us: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and consistently expressing these values through our actions, regardless of the situation we find ourselves in. This consistency builds a reliable character that others can trust and depend on, famously echoed in the reputation of Socrates, who remained true to his principles even in the face of execution. The Stoic commitment to consistency involves a deep, reflective self-awareness where individuals understand their values and make a conscious effort to align their actions accordingly. This alignment creates a harmony between what we believe, say, and do, a harmony that Seneca advocates for through his teachings. He advises us to hold to the sound and simple and to walk the path of wisdom and virtue. This path, which leads to a meaningful and authentic life, is constructed through consistent actions that reflect our deepest values. In today's fast-paced world, where changes and pressures come rapidly, maintaining consistency can seem daunting. The allure of quick fixes and superficial gains often tempt us to compromise our principles. Yet, the Stoics remind us that true strength lies not in bending to the pressures of the moment, but in holding firm to our core values. In doing so, we cultivate a character that is not only resilient but also deeply rewarding and fulfilling. Imagine the impact of consistently embodying virtues like honesty and courage in your daily life. By choosing integrity in your professional decisions, fairness in your personal relationships, and courage in facing challenges, you not only strengthen your character but also set an example that can inspire those around you. This consistency creates a ripple effect, enhancing your sense of self-worth and contributing positively to your community. As we reflect on the Stoic value of consistency, let us consider our own lives. Are there areas where we could strive for greater alignment between our values and our actions? How might cultivating consistency enhance our character and, in turn, our sense of fulfillment and peace? The teachings of Stoicism encourage us to view consistency not as a rigid adherence but as a dynamic expression of our true selves. It is through this lens that we find both personal growth and a deeper connection to the essence of who we are. Imagine standing before a mirror. It reflects precisely who you are, no embellishments, no distortions, just the unvarnished truth. This is akin to how Stoics view character, as the true reflection of oneself, unaffected by the tempestuous nature of reputation. Just as a mirror reveals an authentic image, our character reveals our genuine self. To the Stoics, character is the immutable core of who we are. It is the essence that remains constant while everything else fluctuates. Reputation, much like public opinion, is subject to change and can be as fleeting as a shadow cast by the sun. One moment it looms large, the next it fades away. But character endures, unaffected by the external ebb and flow of societal favor or disdain. It is the steadfast reflection of our inner virtues and principles. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers and a Roman emperor, frequently explored this theme of self-reflection in his personal musings. In his Meditations, he urged individuals to practice self-awareness and introspection, noting that true strength and authenticity come from understanding and cultivating one's inner virtues. He wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This aphorism emphasizes that our character, our true self, is shaped by our inner thoughts and values rather than by the perceptions of others. Marcus Aurelius believed that self-awareness is crucial for personal growth and development. By being deeply aware of our own thoughts, actions, and motivations, we can align ourselves more closely with the virtues that define a good life. This alignment transforms character into a reliable guide in navigating life's challenges with integrity and resilience. Consider the metaphor of a tree. Its roots, like our character, are hidden from view but are essential to its strength and growth. No matter how the winds may buffet its branches, the tree remains upright and firm because its roots are deep and strong. Similarly, when we ground ourselves in a well-cultivated character, external forces, be it praise or blame, cannot easily unsettle us. In practice, developing a strong character involves a commitment to living by our core values, irrespective of external pressures or fears of judgment. This commitment is a testament to self-awareness and the understanding that our actions should resonate with the virtues we hold dear. It's about being true to oneself and letting our principles, not public opinion, dictate our path. In today's world, where social media and public perception can sway our sense of self-worth and identity, the Stoic emphasis on character as the true reflection of self is more relevant than ever. The practice of focusing on character rather than reputation encourages a life led by authenticity and internal fulfillment, rather than the elusive pursuit of external validation. As we continue to explore the teachings of the Stoics, we are reminded to cultivate a character that reflects our true self, much like a mirror that reveals who we genuinely are. This awareness invites us to ask, what are the roots of our character? Are they grounded in virtues that align with our true self, or are they swayed by the ever-changing winds of reputation? By reflecting on these questions, we can strive to build a character that stands as a true testament to who we are. Imagine a talented artist, passionate about their craft, suddenly thrust into the spotlight. Their work, which once flowed from a place of authentic expression, begins to attract critical acclaim and public adoration. At first, it feels exhilarating, a validation of years of hard work. But soon, the weight of public expectation begins to cloud their creative vision. The artist starts crafting pieces not out of personal inspiration, but to cater to the whims of critics and maintain their newfound reputation. In this shift, the artist's true ability and growth become overshadowed, replaced by an external facade that pleases but does not fulfill. This scenario vividly illustrates how reputation, though alluring, can become a potential distraction from personal growth and the pursuit of virtue. It diverts attention from the intrinsic motivations that drive us, tempting us to prioritize external approval over internal development. The Stoics, with their focus on inner virtue and authenticity, warn against such reliance on reputation. They argue that when we allow reputation to dictate our actions, we risk losing touch with our true selves and our potential for personal growth. Pirho, an ancient philosopher whose teachings on simplicity align with Stoic thought, offers insight into this matter. He believed in a life removed from the complexities of societal validation, advocating instead for a return to simplicity and self-awareness. Pirho taught that peace of mind is unattainable if we're constantly swayed by external perceptions. He posited that true contentment is rooted not in how we are perceived by others, but in the simplicity and truth of our character. The Stoics build upon this idea, emphasizing the importance of focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, intentions, and actions, rather than the uncontrollable opinions of others. By concentrating on cultivating personal virtues like wisdom, courage, and integrity, we align ourselves with a sense of purpose that transcends the superficial trappings of reputation. Consider the professional who spends more time managing public image and networking than honing their skills and abilities. This focus on reputation might bring short-term benefits such as promotions or praise, but it can stunt true personal growth. Without grounding oneself in constant self-improvement and virtue, the reliance on reputation becomes a shaky foundation, one that can crumble as quickly as it was built. In contrast, a Stoic approach encourages us to invest in our personal development. By doing so, we build genuine skills and competencies that stand the test of time, independent of external validation. This focus on virtuous living not only enhances our abilities but also cultivates a deep, lasting sense of fulfillment and peace. In modern times, the distractions of reputation are amplified by social media and the constant barrage of public opinions. The pressure to maintain a curated image can lead individuals away from their authentic selves, fostering a cycle of anxiety and dissatisfaction. By adopting Stoic principles and focusing on inner virtue, we resist the pull of these distractions, staying true to ourselves and nurturing authentic growth that is rooted in simplicity and personal integrity. As we reflect on the Stoic wisdom against the reliance on reputation, let us consider how often our actions are guided by the desire for approval rather than genuine virtue. What steps can we take to ensure that our personal growth remains at the forefront of our lives? How might we realign our focus to foster a life that is genuinely fulfilling, one that prioritizes character and ability over external praise? By pondering these questions, we can navigate the distractions of reputation with Stoic resilience and clarity. In the ever-evolving theater of public life, imagine a renowned celebrity who enjoys immense popularity, only to find themselves suddenly embroiled in a scandal. The public image they once cultivated meticulously crumbles overnight, transforming adoration into scrutiny. This scenario is all too familiar in today's world, where the spotlight can shift dramatically, redefining a reputation in the blink of an eye. It starkly contrasts the enduring nature of character, which remains steadfast amidst the chaos of public perception. The celebrity's rise and fall highlight the volatile nature of reputation. It's like a weather vane swaying with the shifting winds of public opinion. One moment, a person may bask in the glow of admiration, and the next, they may find themselves in the shadows of criticism. Such is the fickle nature of reputation, a reflection of external judgments that are often as unpredictable as they are ephemeral. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, offers profound insights into the concepts of permanence and impermanence. In his teachings, Epictetus suggests that we focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and character, rather than the external, which is inherently impermanent. He famously remarked, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This idea extends beyond material wealth to encompass the wealth of the spirit, a robust character not swayed by the transient notions of reputation. Character, unlike reputation, possesses a remarkable stability. It is built upon the bedrock of our values and principles, resilient in the face of fluctuating external circumstances. While reputation may be influenced by factors outside our control, character is forged through our choices and actions. It is a reflection of our deepest convictions and the virtues we strive to embody: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Consider a historical figure like Abraham Lincoln, who faced relentless criticism and doubt throughout his political career. Despite the volatile nature of his public reputation, Lincoln's unwavering commitment to his principles and values, namely integrity, justice, and equality, defined his enduring legacy. His character remained steadfast even when public opinion wavered, and it was this consistency in character that eventually won respect and reverence long after his time in office. This dichotomy between the ephemeral quality of reputation and the enduring nature of character is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Stoics teach us that true strength lies not in external validation but in the stability of our inner virtues. By focusing on character, we cultivate a sense of self that is independent of the transient judgments of the outside world. In practical terms, this means living a life where actions are guided by internal principles rather than the pursuit of external recognition. It means prioritizing integrity over praise and authenticity over approval. In doing so, we create a foundation of character that remains unshaken by the tides of public opinion, allowing us to navigate life with purpose and clarity. In the fast-paced digital age where reputations can be built and dismantled with a single tweet, the Stoic emphasis on character over reputation is more relevant than ever. It challenges us to seek value in permanence, the enduring quality of our character, rather than in the fleeting affirmation of others. As we reflect on this teaching, consider your own life. How is your character being shaped by your daily choices, and how might focusing on character over reputation bring greater stability and fulfillment to your life? What truly makes us happy? Is it the applause of a crowd, the number of likes on a post, or the achievement of a prestigious title? Or is it something more profound, anchored deep within, independent of external acknowledgement? While modern society often equates happiness with external validation, seeking approval from peers, accolades, or material success, the Stoics offer a contrasting view, placing the source of true fulfillment within oneself, rooted firmly in one's character. Stoic philosophers such as Seneca espouse the pursuit of internal fulfillment over the endless chase for external validation. Their teachings suggest that genuine happiness stems from self-contentment and living in accordance with one's virtues rather than from external markers of success. Seneca, in his letters, often discussed the notion that the only true freedom and satisfaction come from internal peace, achieved through wisdom and virtue. He famously wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This profound reflection underscores the belief that true wealth, and thus true happiness, comes not from external possessions or accolades, but from a satisfied and contented soul. Imagine a life where happiness is not contingent upon the approval or recognition of others. In the Stoic view, internal fulfillment is achieved by cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Living by these values leads to an enduring sense of purpose and satisfaction, independent of external circumstances. Unlike the fleeting happiness derived from external validation, internal fulfillment is stable and lasting, providing a foundation for resilience and peace. Consider the example of a dedicated teacher whose joy comes from witnessing the growth and development of their students. While society might not always celebrate this role with the loud accolades reserved for more glamorous professions, the teacher finds profound satisfaction in the impact they make, driven by a sense of purpose and commitment to nurturing young minds. This scenario epitomizes Stoic internal fulfillment, finding joy and meaning in one's actions and their alignment with personal values rather than in external praise. In stark contrast, the modern quest for validation often leads to a cycle of dissatisfaction and anxiety. With each achievement comes the pressure to achieve more, and with each social media post comes the anticipation of approval. This never-ending pursuit can be exhausting, as it places the source of happiness in the hands of others, making it volatile and unreliable. The Stoics, however, teach us to anchor our happiness in what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our character. Seneca's insights remind us that by embracing a Stoic mindset, we can free ourselves from this cycle. By focusing inward and nurturing our virtues, we cultivate a source of fulfillment that is immune to the whims of external judgment. This inward focus allows us to live authentically and with a sense of contentment that external validation simply cannot offer. As we continue to explore these Stoic teachings, let us consider how this perspective might influence our own lives. How often do we find ourselves craving external approval, and how might our happiness change if we shifted our focus to internal fulfillment? By aligning our actions with our inner values, we unlock a sense of peace and satisfaction that stands resilient against the changing tides of external opinion. In the words of Seneca, true contentment lies not in what we have or how others view us, but in the harmony between our actions and our core values. Consider the story of Admiral James Stockdale, a United States military officer who was shot down during the Vietnam War and imprisoned for over 7 years. Faced with brutal conditions and unknown future, Stockdale endured tremendous physical and psychological torture. Yet, through this ordeal, he emerged as a symbol of resilience and integrity, later becoming known for the leadership and strength he provided to fellow prisoners. What enabled him to endure such unimaginable hardship? The answer lies in his unwavering character and the Stoic principles he embraced, which fortified him against the harshest of life's challenges. Stockdale's story is a testament to the profound power of character in building resilience. He famously applied the Stoic philosophy he'd studied as a young man, particularly the teachings of Epictetus, focusing on what lay within his control, his attitude and actions. Stockdale understood that while he couldn't change the circumstances of his captivity, he could maintain control over his own responses. By holding steadfast to his values of integrity, courage, and solidarity, he inspired hope and resistance among his fellow prisoners, demonstrating that character is a cornerstone of resilience. Linking this to Stoicism, the idea of resilience is deeply rooted in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote extensively about facing adversity with composure and strength. In Meditations, he advises, "Stand firm like a rock, the waves crash around you, but you stand unmoved." This quote captures the essence of Stoic resilience, the ability to remain unshaken by the external storms of life because of a solid foundation built on character and virtue. Stoics believe that by focusing on our inner virtues, we develop an inner fortitude that is impervious to life's challenges. This resilience is not about denying or ignoring difficulties, but about facing them with a clear mind and strong spirit, fortified by principles that guide us through even the darkest times. It is the strength that comes from knowing which aspects of life are within our control and focusing our efforts there, rather than being consumed by what we cannot change. In practical terms, building resilience through character involves cultivating a mindset that values long-term virtues over short-term gains. For example, consider a person facing a financial crisis. While the immediate temptation might be to cut ethical corners for quick relief, a commitment to integrity might lead them to seek solutions that align with their values, even if those paths are more challenging. Over time, this adherence to character not only fortifies their personal resilience, but also builds a reputation of trustworthiness, providing unexpected opportunities for growth and recovery. This concept is echoed in today's rapidly changing world, where challenges can arise from unforeseen circumstances like economic downturns, personal losses, or global pandemics. Those who cultivate a strong character grounded in virtues of courage, justice, and wisdom are better equipped to navigate these turbulent waters. They stand firm like rocks against the waves, not because they are unaffected by hardship, but because they draw upon an internal reservoir of strength and integrity. By focusing on character as the foundation of resilience, we align ourselves with the teachings of the Stoics, preparing us not just to endure challenges, but to emerge from them stronger and more grounded. As we continue to explore the wisdom of Stoicism, consider how you might develop resilience through your own character. How can you cultivate a mindset that prepares you to stand firm, regardless of the waves that crash around you? Through this conscious cultivation, we find a pathway to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and fortitude. Picture a mighty fortress standing against the backdrop of a dark and tumultuous storm. The winds howl and the rain lashes against its walls, yet the fortress remains steadfast, unyielding to the chaos outside. This image serves as a powerful metaphor for how character, as envisioned by the Stoics, acts as our inner fortress. Amidst life's inevitable storms, it is our character that provides shelter and strength, anchoring us through adversity. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, taught that the resilience of our character is akin to the strength of this fortress. He emphasized the importance of cultivating inner virtues that fortify us against the unpredictable and often harsh conditions of the external world. According to Epictetus, it is not the circumstances themselves that disturb us, but our interpretations of them. By building a stronghold of sound character, we can control our responses to external events, maintaining equanimity despite the chaos around us. At the heart of this philosophical approach is the understanding that while we cannot control external circumstances, we can control our internal responses. In his teachings, Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This philosophy empowers us to fortify our inner fortress by focusing on our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, rather than fretting over the uncontrollable elements of our environment. This concept of an inner fortress is not merely theoretical, it is deeply practical. Consider someone experiencing a personal crisis, such as the loss of a job. While the loss itself may be out of their control, they can choose how to perceive it and how to respond. A person with a well-developed character might view this challenge as an opportunity for growth, using virtues like resilience and adaptability to navigate the transition. They might seek new skills or alternative paths that align with their values, maintaining a sense of purpose and direction despite the upheaval. The Stoic practice of constant self-reflection and virtue cultivation is integral to strengthening this inner fortress. By regularly examining our beliefs and aligning our actions with our virtues, we build walls that withstand external pressures. Stoics emphasize the significance of virtues such as wisdom, which guides us in making informed decisions, courage, which enables us to face fears and challenges head-on, justice, which ensures fairness and integrity in our actions, and temperance, which helps us maintain balance and moderation in all things. In today's fast-paced and often unpredictable world, the metaphor of character as an inner fortress is particularly resonant. Every day, individuals face pressures that can threaten their inner peace, from personal dilemmas to societal challenges. By constructing a fortress of strong character, we create a sanctuary within, a place of refuge that allows us to respond to life's storms with clarity and resolve. As we explore the teachings of Stoicism further, reflect on how your own character acts as a fortress. What virtues form the cornerstone of your internal strength, and how do they guide you in times of external chaos? By focusing on building and maintaining this inner fortress, we harness the power of Stoic wisdom to not only survive life's challenges but to thrive amid them. This steadfastness, rooted in character, becomes our greatest ally, providing the grounding and perspective needed to navigate the complexities of the modern world with resilience and dignity. Imagine a high-powered executive who has meticulously sculpted an impeccable reputation over the years. This person has navigated their career by ensuring every move is calculated to win favor and maintain a sterling image. However, a sudden industry downturn leads to unforeseen layoffs, and despite their best efforts, public opinion shifts. Suddenly, criticism pours in, and their once glowing reputation dims. In an instant, what seemed to be a controlled narrative spirals beyond their grasp. This scenario is emblematic of the illusion of control that often accompanies the pursuit of reputation. We can spend years building a public image, yet ultimately, it is like trying to catch the wind, unpredictable and beyond our full control. The Stoic philosophers deeply understood this predicament and advised against the futile attempt to manage the uncontrollable. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a key figure in Stoic philosophy, encapsulated this wisdom in his meditations. He often reflected on the nature of control, famously stating, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This perspective invites us to shift our focus from the external, which includes reputation and others' opinions, to what we can truly govern: our thoughts, intentions, and actions. The Stoic acceptance of uncontrollable factors emphasizes an inner peace that is independent of external validation. By understanding that we cannot dictate how others perceive us, we release ourselves from the anxiety and stress that accompany the maintenance of public image. This acceptance is not about resignation but empowerment, choosing to invest energy in what truly matters and what can be controlled. Consider the daily pressures many face in today's interconnected world, where social media feeds and personal branding can make it feel necessary to constantly engineer how we are perceived. This endless loop of updates, likes, and comments can create a false sense of control over our reputation. Yet, just as quickly, a single post or comment can alter public perception, exposing the ephemeral and volatile nature of reputation itself. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, observed, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." His teachings highlight how prioritizing reputation, something fundamentally outside our control, can lead to a loss of internal freedom and peace. By seeking validation from others, we concede power over our inner state, tying our happiness and self-worth to the mercurial tides of societal opinion. In embracing the Stoic philosophy, we learn to welcome the unpredictability of life with equanimity. We focus on developing a character grounded in virtue, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with resilience regardless of public opinion. By doing so, we build a foundation of self-worth and peace that remains intact, even when external circumstances shift. Ultimately, the Stoic acceptance of uncontrollable factors invites a more authentic way of living, one where our actions are not dictated by the pursuit of reputation, but by the virtues that define our true selves. It challenges us to re-evaluate where we place our focus and to find strength in our inner thoughts and values. As we continue to explore Stoic teachings, consider the areas in your own life where the illusion of control over reputation might be leading you astray. How might embracing the Stoic perspective on control free you to live more authentically, guided by inner principles rather than external perceptions? Through this reflection, we find the courage to let go of the uncontrollable and embrace the true power within. As we continue exploring how Stoicism places character at the forefront, let's transition into some practical exercises that can help us harness these teachings to strengthen our character. These exercises serve as daily rituals, anchoring us as we navigate the complexities of modern life with clarity and purpose. Stoics understood that cultivating character required consistent effort and intentional practice. One of the most powerful tools they used was morning reflections, a practice aimed at setting a focused and virtuous tone for the day ahead. Imagine starting each morning with a few moments of quiet contemplation. Before the rush of the day engulfs you, take the time to reflect on your intentions and priorities. What kind of person do you want to be today? How do you wish to respond to challenges or unexpected events? This simple practice, inspired by the Stoics, encourages us to consider not just what we will do, but how we will do it with integrity, patience, and wisdom. Morning reflections can involve a mental rehearsal of the day's events, preparing ourselves to face them with a calm mind and a steady heart. The Stoics believed that by envisioning potential challenges, we could arm ourselves with the necessary virtues to meet them. This is not about anticipating failure, but about being prepared to act with character in all situations. Continuing this practice throughout the day, many Stoics engaged in journaling or virtue checks, particularly inspired by figures like Seneca. Seneca, a celebrated Stoic philosopher, famously advocated for ending each day with a period of reflection. He recommended writing a daily journal to review one's actions and thoughts, examining moments of weakness and celebrating instances where one acted with virtue. This practice of retrospection is not about harsh judgment but gentle guidance, offering insights into how to improve daily. For a practical approach, consider setting aside time each evening to jot down your reflections. Ask yourself questions like, did I act according to my principles today? Were there moments where I let temporary emotions dictate my actions? How can I better embody virtues like patience or courage tomorrow? This kind of reflective journaling can be profoundly transformative, providing clarity and a framework for continuous character development. Virtue checks involve regularly examining our daily actions and decisions against the backdrop of Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These checks help ensure that our behaviors align with our core values, fostering consistency in character. By periodically asking ourselves, am I acting with justice today? Or is this decision aligned with wisdom? We bring conscious awareness to our actions and choices. Another effective Stoic practice for character enhancement is the discipline of focusing on what is within our control. Stoics like Epictetus emphasize that true freedom and inner peace come from recognizing the limits of our control. By regularly reminding ourselves to focus on our responses, intentions, and attitudes rather than external outcomes, we strengthen our ability to act with integrity and resilience regardless of the circumstances. Incorporating these Stoic exercises into daily life can significantly enhance our character, providing a steady compass to navigate the unpredictability of daily existence. They serve as anchors, helping us remain true to our virtues and fostering personal growth over time. As we engage with these practices, let us consider how they can influence our actions and decisions. How might our interactions change if we began each day with clear intentions and ended it with thoughtful reflection? By embracing these Stoic exercises, we not only cultivate stronger character, but also create a more meaningful and purpose-driven life. To truly understand why Socrates embodies the Stoic ideal of prioritizing character over reputation, we must journey back to ancient Athens, a city renowned for its intellectual fervor yet steeped in political turmoil. Socrates, distinguished for his methodical and probing style of questioning, now known as the Socratic method, stood at the center of philosophical discourse. Yet, his commitment to seeking truth and challenging established norms ultimately led to his trial and execution in 399 BCE. The charges against Socrates were grave, corrupting the youth and impiety, failing to acknowledge the city's gods. But beneath these accusations lay a deeper discontent among Athens' ruling elite, who viewed Socrates' probing questions as a threat to their authority and societal norms. The trial became a pivotal moment not just in Socratic history, but in the very annals of philosophy, where the tension between integrity and reputation was laid bare. Faced with the option of retracting his teachings or facing the death penalty, Socrates could have chosen a path of compliance to save his life, a route that would have preserved his reputation and secured his safety. Instead, he chose unwavering integrity. In his defense, recorded in Plato's Apology, Socrates famously declared that he could not abandon his pursuit of truth, likening himself to a gadfly that stirs the state from complacency. His refusal to compromise his principles, even at the cost of his life, illustrates a profound commitment to character over public opinion. Socrates' choice echoes through Stoic teachings, mirroring the principles extolled by Epictetus and Cato. Epictetus, who revered Socratic thought, frequently highlighted the importance of living in accordance with one's values, regardless of societal pressures. He taught that true freedom and contentment arise from adherence to virtue, suggesting, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In this regard, Socrates' actions during his trial serve as a quintessential example of responding virtuously, prioritizing eternal truths over ephemeral societal judgments. Similarly, Cato the Younger, known for his Stoic dedication and moral fortitude, admired Socrates for his immense courage and unwavering principle. Both men understood that reputation is transient, easily swayed by the whims of public sentiment, whereas character is enduring, grounded in steadfast principles. Cato's own life was a testament to this belief, as he too chose integrity over public favor, often standing alone in the Roman Senate against corruption. Socrates' insistence on maintaining his character, refusing to capitulate or flee when given the chance, illustrates a profound understanding of what Stoicism values most: a life lived in accordance with virtue. His final act of drinking hemlock was not one of defeat but of triumph, for he remained true to his identity and beliefs until the very end. Socrates' legacy continues to inspire because it challenges us to reflect on what we truly value. In a world where external validation often holds sway, Socratic thought encourages an inward focus, urging us to evaluate our lives based on the virtues we uphold rather than the reputations we build. By prioritizing character over reputation, Socrates set a timeless precedent for living authentically, a lesson that resonates through Stoic philosophy and beyond. As we reflect on Socrates' example, we are invited to consider how we might embody similar integrity in our own lives. What values would we refuse to compromise, even in the face of societal pressure or adversity? In following the Stoic ideal set by Socrates, we find a pathway to living a life of true fulfillment and unwavering principle. Imagine you're facing a challenging decision at work. Perhaps you're offered a promotion, but it comes with strings attached, ethically questionable practices that make you uncomfortable. In such times, what guides you? Do you lean on what others might think of your decision, or do you rely on your internal compass, your character, to steer you? Trusting in one's character can be a beacon through life's toughest choices, illuminating the path with clarity and purpose. Focusing on character yields profound benefits that transcend superficial rewards. One of the most tangible benefits is self-trust, an internal assurance that emerges from knowing one's values and sticking to them. This self-trust is crucial during difficult times when external affirmation is scarce and the right path is shrouded in ambiguity. By prioritizing character, you cultivate a reliable internal guide, one that assures you of your decisions, fostering confidence and resilience. Consider moments when you've had to make a tough call. Perhaps you chose to speak up for a colleague being unfairly treated despite the potential backlash. In making such decisions guided by character, you build self-respect. Knowing you acted out of integrity, regardless of the immediate outcome, provides a sense of personal honor. This self-respect is foundational because it reinforces your identity and strengthens your resolve in future challenges. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor whose reflections in Meditations continue to inspire, spoke extensively about the enduring benefits of character. He taught that living in alignment with one's principles leads to inner peace, a state of contentment derived from knowing that one's actions are congruent with one's values. Marcus emphasized that this inner peace cannot be shaken by external circumstances, as it rests on the stable foundation of character. In his writings, Marcus Aurelius frequently returned to the idea that a virtuous life, centered on character, offers protection against life's uncertainties. He advised, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. This is a call to action, urging us to embody our values rather than merely contemplating them. By doing so, we not only attain inner peace but also inspire those around us, creating a ripple effect of virtue and positivity. Additionally, prioritizing character over reputation nurtures authenticity. When we focus on who we are rather than how others perceive us, we live more genuine lives. This authenticity is liberating, freeing us from the constraints of societal expectations. It allows us to engage with the world honestly, fostering deeper, more meaningful connections both personally and professionally. Moreover, a character-focused life enhances emotional resilience. It equips us to handle setbacks and challenges with equanimity. When our self-worth is rooted in our principles rather than external validation, we become less vulnerable to the highs and lows of public opinion. This stability enables us to face adversity with grace, knowing that our value remains intact irrespective of circumstances. Think of someone you admire for their steadfastness in the face of pressure, perhaps a mentor or a public figure. Their ability to remain true to themselves in challenging situations likely commands your respect and trust. This is the power of character. It cultivates not only self-respect but also respect from others, building trust and credibility that exceed any fleeting reputational gain. As we embrace Stoic teachings and prioritize character, we unlock a life of purpose anchored by self-trust and inner peace. Reflect on the decisions you face and ask yourself, how might prioritizing character reshape your response? By focusing on the enduring benefits of character, we not only navigate life's challenges more effectively but also inspire others to do the same. This choice brings not only personal fulfillment but also a lasting legacy of integrity and authenticity. What is the good life? This timeless question has echoed through the ages, inviting us to reconsider what it means to live successfully. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca provocatively remarked, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This quote challenges the conventional metrics of success, wealth, fame, and titles. and invites us to look beyond the surface to find a deeper, more enduring sense of fulfillment. In today's world, success is often measured by external achievements. The accumulation of wealth, social status, and career milestones are frequently seen as benchmarks for a successful life. Yet, Stoic philosophy offers a refreshing perspective, suggesting that true success is not an external state but an internal one, rooted in virtue and the strength of one's character. Stoicism posits that success is a life lived in accordance with one's values, where one's actions reflect wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues serve as the pillars of a meaningful existence, guiding us through life's complexities with purpose and integrity. From this viewpoint, success is less about what we have and more about who we are. How we navigate our relationships, how we face adversity, and how we contribute to the world around us. Consider the story of a renowned philanthropist known not for their wealth, but for their unwavering commitment to helping others. Their success is not measured by the size of their bank account, but by the positive impact they've had on countless lives. This is a success story that aligns with the Stoic values of justice and wisdom, where actions fueled by virtue leave a legacy far more lasting than material riches. Seneca, in his letters, often reflected on the true nature of wealth and value. He suggested that real wealth is found in self-sufficiency and contentment, not in the relentless pursuit of more. According to Seneca, the person who measures their success by their internal wealth, by their virtues, and their peace of mind stands richer than one who is consumed by insatiable desires. Think about the most significant achievements one can attain. When viewed through a Stoic lens, these achievements are not trophies or accolades, but moments where one's character shines through choosing honesty over deceit, empathy over indifference, courage over fear. These are the true marks of success, and they bring a satisfaction that outlasts the transient euphoria of external accomplishments. In a sense, Stoicism invites us to redefine success not as an endpoint but as a continuous journey. It encourages viewing each day as an opportunity to live according to our principles, to grow in virtue, and to find contentment in the things we can control. This perspective liberates us from the pressure to meet society's expectations and instead allows us to focus on personal growth and authentic living. As we embrace this Stoic perspective, we are prompted to ask ourselves, what does success truly mean to me? Is it shaped by external accolades, or is it defined by the virtues I uphold and the quality of my character? By re-evaluating our understanding of success, we open the door to a life that is richer, more fulfilling, and inherently aligned with our deepest values. In this journey of redefinition, we find empowerment a chance to live a life of meaning, guided by an internal compass rather than external demands. This Stoic approach to success offers not just a philosophical shift, but a practical framework for living a life of purpose and contentment. As we ponder this reimagined vision of success, let us strive to cultivate the virtues that lead to a truly successful and fulfilling life. In today's digital age, the pressure to maintain a perfect online image can feel overwhelming. With every scroll and swipe, we are bombarded by the curated lives of others, often leading to an insidious form of anxiety, worrying about how we are perceived by our peers. Imagine a typical scenario. You post a photo or a status update on social media, and moments later, you find yourself checking incessantly for likes, comments, and shares. When the response falls short of expectations, a nagging sense of inadequacy creeps in, spiraling into a cycle of self-doubt and anxiety over reputation. To combat this all-too-common modern dilemma, Stoic philosophy offers timeless wisdom. At the heart of Stoicism is the belief that we should focus on what is within our control and release what is not. Reputation, being largely dependent on others' perceptions, is something we cannot fully control. Instead, we can direct our energy towards nurturing our character and personal growth, which Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, champions in his teachings. Epictetus emphasizes that our thoughts shape our reality. He advises us to practice cognitive reframing, a powerful Stoic technique that encourages us to alter our perspective on negative thoughts. When faced with criticism or a lack of validation on social media, we can choose to reframe our thinking. Instead of dwelling on the perceived failure, ask yourself, am I basing my worth on the fleeting opinions of others or on my own values and actions? By consciously shifting focus from external approval to internal validation, we cultivate a mindset that is anchored in self-worth rather than external praise. Another practical tip is setting clear personal goals that align with our values rather than societal expectations. These goals act as a compass, guiding us through the noise of social media and societal pressures. For example, if your personal goal is to develop a skill or contribute positively to your community, use that goal to measure success rather than the number of followers or likes. This approach not only grounds our actions in meaningful pursuits, but also fosters a sense of accomplishment that is independent of external perception. Mindfulness practices can also play a key role in managing reputation anxiety. By practicing mindfulness, we become more aware of our immediate thoughts and feelings, allowing us to recognize and interrupt anxious patterns before they escalate. Regular mindfulness exercises, such as meditation or deep breathing, help us stay present, reducing the power that social media comparisons have over our emotional state. Moreover, adopting a Stoic perspective on criticism can be liberating. Epictetus teaches us to view criticism as feedback rather than a personal attack. By perceiving criticism objectively, we can evaluate whether it holds any constructive value that can aid our growth, or if it is simply noise that we should let go. This detachment enables us to respond calmly rather than react emotionally, maintaining our sense of self-worth. Finally, implementing a digital detox or creating boundaries around social media use can significantly alleviate reputation anxiety. Consider setting specific times to check social media or reducing the amount you consume daily. This practice helps disentangle our identity from the online world, allowing us to reconnect with our values and interests outside the digital sphere. By integrating these Stoic-inspired strategies into our daily lives, we can effectively manage the anxiety surrounding reputation, ensuring that our self-worth is rooted in our character and personal goals rather than external validation, empowers us to navigate the challenges of the digital age with grace and resilience. Reflecting on Epictetus's guidance reminds us that true peace and fulfillment come not from the approval of others, but from the harmony between our actions and our inner virtues. As we ponder the concept of legacy, consider this. What do we truly leave behind when our time on earth draws to a close? Is it the accolades we've accumulated, the wealth we've amassed, or the reputation we've crafted? According to Stoic philosophy, these are transient, like footprints in the sand, easily washed away by the tides of time. Instead, it is our character that endures, casting a lasting shadow that stretches beyond the immediate challenges we face in life. Stoicism teaches us that character is eternal, a lasting testament to who we were, intricately woven from the virtues we consistently practiced. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, contemplated the nature of legacy with profound insight. He often reflected on the futility of seeking legacy through worldly achievements, urging us instead to focus on the virtues that define our true selves. In his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This simple yet profound directive underscores the eternal nature of character as one's true legacy. While the world around us is in constant flux, bombarded with temporary challenges and fleeting moments, our character remains a steady constant. It acts as a beacon not just for ourselves but for others around us, influencing and inspiring across generations. Consider how the legacy of historical figures is often remembered not for their temporary setbacks or triumphs, but for the unwavering principles they embodied. Figures such as Socrates, whose steadfast commitment to truth and virtue continues to influence philosophical thought, demonstrate how deeply ingrained character can leave an indelible mark on the world. Marcus Aurelius believed that the virtues we cultivate, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are the true measures of our worth. These virtues, when practiced consistently, transcend the challenges and adversities of life. For instance, even when faced with the complexities of ruling an empire, Marcus remained true to his Stoic principles, applying them not just in governance but in his interactions with the world and people around him. His reflections offer a timeless guide on how to live with purpose, integrity, and a focus on enduring values, serving as a model for those who follow. In contemporary terms, consider how the virtues we exhibit impact those we encounter daily, from family and friends to colleagues and even strangers. Our actions, guided by character, create ripples that extend beyond our immediate circle, influencing those we may never directly meet. Think about a teacher who impacts a student's path through empathy and encouragement, or a leader who inspires by consistently acting with integrity. These moments of virtue contribute to a legacy that outlasts any temporary challenge. Even in the face of life's greatest trials, when circumstances seem overwhelming, the Stoic adherence to virtue provides clarity and strength. It is during these times that character truly shines, revealing itself as unbreakable and enduring. As the Stoics teach, while we cannot predict life's events, we can choose how we respond, ensuring our actions are aligned with our deepest values. As we embrace this understanding, let us consider how we can cultivate our character to leave an enduring legacy. By focusing on the virtues that guide our actions and decisions, we can transcend temporary setbacks and create a lasting impact that resonates beyond our lifetimes. Reflect on Marcus Aurelius's wisdom and let it inspire us to live with intent, to embody virtues that withstand the test of time, and to craft a legacy of character that speaks louder than words or deeds. In today's fast-paced and hyper-connected world, finding a balance between cultivating one's character and managing one's reputation can feel like walking a tightrope. Have you ever found yourself torn between staying true to your values and meeting societal expectations? This modern identity crisis is a common struggle as we navigate the complexity of maintaining our authentic selves while engaging with various social dynamics. The challenges of modern life often prompt us to ask, how can we prioritize our virtues while still interacting meaningfully with the world around us? Fortunately, contemporary interpretations of Stoic philosophy offer valuable insights into achieving this balance. Stoicism teaches us that we should focus on building a solid character, as it remains stable and true despite external pressures. However, it also recognizes the importance of understanding and navigating social dynamics, which are integral to our daily interactions and relationships. One of the first strategies is to start by clearly defining your core values. What principles do you refuse to compromise regardless of the situation? By identifying your non-negotiable virtues, you create a personal compass that guides your actions and decisions. This clarity allows you to engage with social dynamics from a place of authenticity and strength rather than uncertainty or appeasement. Once you have a clear understanding of your values, the next step is to practice mindfulness and self-awareness in your interactions. These qualities help you recognize moments when you're tempted to prioritize reputation over character. By being mindful, you can pause and reflect before reacting, ensuring your response aligns with your true self. This practice doesn't mean disregarding others' opinions, but rather engaging with them without letting them dictate your sense of self-worth. Engage in active listening and empathy as another way to balance character and reputation. By genuinely understanding others' perspectives, you open the door to deeper connections while still remaining true to your values. This approach fosters mutual respect and can help bridge differences, enhancing your social relationships without compromising your integrity. It is also important to establish boundaries that protect your personal values. In situations where social dynamics might pressure you to act against your character, having set boundaries can serve as a safeguard. For example, if a workplace culture encourages unethical behavior, your boundary might be a commitment to transparency and honesty, guiding your actions regardless of external pressures. Contemporary Stoic thinkers also emphasize the role of resilience in balancing character and reputation. By building emotional resilience, you are better equipped to handle criticism or the changing tides of public opinion. Resilience nurtures the ability to remain steady and true to your values while navigating the complexities of social interactions. Finally, engage in regular introspection and review of your actions and decisions. This self-reflection, akin to the Stoic practice of nightly retrospection, enables you to assess whether your behavior aligns with your character and virtues. It provides an opportunity to adjust and realign, ensuring that your interactions remain grounded in authenticity. Balancing character and reputation is an ongoing journey requiring constant attention and adjustment. By prioritizing virtues and staying attuned to social dynamics, we can create a meaningful life that respects both our inner principles and our external relationships. As we navigate this balance, the wisdom of Stoicism guides us to remain rooted in character, providing clarity and strength in a world that often pulls us in multiple directions. Reflect on these strategies and consider how they might apply to your own life. How can you remain steadfast in your character while effectively engaging with the world around you? Imagine living in a world where every decision you make is scrutinized, not just by those around you, but by an imagined audience of societal expectations. This pressure to conform can feel like shackles, binding individuals to paths that may not align with their true selves. Now, visualize breaking free from these chains, stepping into a space where your choices are guided not by external approval but by your own set of deeply held values. This liberation is what Stoics refer to as true freedom, the freedom that comes from a strong and resilient character. In the teachings of Stoicism, character is seen as the ultimate source of freedom. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, often spoke of the liberation that comes from inner control. He once wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." For Seneca, and for Stoics more broadly, freedom is not about living without constraints, but about mastering those inner impulses that can lead us astray when influenced by societal pressures. This concept of freedom starts with the understanding that much of what happens around us is beyond our control. The Stoics teach that while we cannot dictate the actions or opinions of others, we have full control over our responses. This self-mastery, rooted in character, allows us to navigate the world with a sense of peace and autonomy. By focusing on developing our virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we align our actions with our values, thereby creating an inner sanctuary immune to external demand. Consider the narrative of someone who has always felt compelled to pursue a career path dictated by family expectations, never daring to stray from what was prescribed. The person might reach a point of realization where they understand that true fulfillment lies in doing what resonates with their own values and interests, rather than adhering to external expectations. In making the courageous decision to pursue what they love, regardless of societal judgment, they experience a profound sense of liberation, the freedom to be true to oneself. Stoicism advocates for this kind of authentic living. Seneca emphasized the importance of aligning our actions with our true self rather than societal dictates. He advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. This advice extends beyond personal relationships to include aligning oneself with ideals and goals that foster personal growth and integrity. By doing so, individuals liberate themselves from the superficial chains of societal approval. Moreover, the Stoic focus on internal control as the basis for freedom cultivates resilience against the unpredictable nature of life. When character guides our actions, we move through life with intention, less swayed by the ephemeral opinions of others. This resilience is empowering, fostering a sense of independence that allows for authentic self-expression. The freedom derived from strong character is not just a philosophical ideal but a practical approach to everyday life. It invites us to evaluate our motivations and decisions, ensuring they stem from our own values rather than external pressures. By consistently choosing to act in alignment with our virtues, we gradually free ourselves from the constraints of societal judgments. As we conclude this exploration into how character provides true freedom, consider your own life. What societal expectations might be constraining you, and how can you harness the power of your character to break free? By focusing on inner control and aligning our actions with our values, we can experience the profound liberation that Stoicism champions, a liberation that allows us to navigate life with authenticity and peace. As we draw our discussion to a close, let's revisit the essential themes that Stoic philosophy offers about prioritizing character over reputation. Throughout our exploration, we've seen how Stoicism champions the values of detachment, resilience, and integrity, each playing a crucial role in guiding us toward a more fulfilling and authentic life. Detachment, in the Stoic sense, is not about emotional withdrawal but about understanding what truly matters. It's about recognizing that the opinion of others, while sometimes insightful, should never define our self-worth or dictate our actions. By cultivating a sense of detachment, we free ourselves from the constant need for external validation. This liberation allows us to focus inward, directing our energy towards building a character that reflects our deepest values and principles. Resilience, another cornerstone of Stoic thought, empowers us to face life's adversities with grace and strength. Stoics teach that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. By nurturing a resilient character, we equip ourselves to handle challenges without compromising our integrity. This resilience is not just about enduring hardships, but also about bouncing back with wisdom and renewed purpose. Integrity is the thread that binds our character together, ensuring that our actions are consistent with our values. Stoicism emphasizes living according to one's virtues, which means holding steadfast to principles such as honesty, fairness, and courage, even when faced with adversity or temptations to stray. Integrity is about aligning our words and deeds, building a reputation that is a natural extension of our character rather than a facade crafted for approval. These values, detachment, resilience, and integrity, not only fortify our character but also fuel personal growth. By focusing on these virtues, we embark on a journey of continual self-improvement, where the goal is not perfection but progress. This journey is deeply personal, yet universally accessible, inviting each of us to reflect on how we can embody these traits in our daily lives. As Marcus Aurelius wisely imparted, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This Stoic wisdom encourages us to live mindfully, directing our thoughts and actions toward the cultivation of virtues that define our true selves. It's a call to live authentically, guided by an internal compass that prioritizes character over external recognition. Before we conclude, I invite you to consider your own character journey. Reflect on the virtues that resonate most with you and how you can embody them in your actions and decisions. What steps can you take to nurture a character that stands resilient, detached from the whims of societal approval, and full of integrity? We encourage you to share your insights, experiences, or questions in the comments below. Your stories can inspire and provide valuable perspectives on living a life guided by Stoic principles. Together, let's continue this exploration of character, learning from each other as we strive to lead lives of purpose and meaning, enriched by the enduring wisdom of Stoicism.